sometimes we get texts that are kind of asking for shout-outs. Mm-hmm. But we don't really do shout-outs.
No, we eschew a lot of the conventions of radio and blaze our own trail. We don't do guests. We don't do shout-outs. We don't do dedications.
You want me to do this one, right,
Yeah,
Adam?
I think we should do this
Why should we do this one?
I think it's nice to have the occasional shout-out.
Okay, I'm going to read it. It says, shout-outs to the Torquay boys en route to Prague. Mon the groom, Shears, Ty, Lon, Dom, Locker, Mike, Shabba, Fadge, Spike, Kane, Nathan, Woody, Ross.
Whiffles, Donk, Bouncy Face.
So this is like, are they in a car, do you think, or on a coach?
Gumbly, Merwin, and
Monches, Ty, Lon, Dom, Locker, Mike, Shabba, Fadge, Spike, Kane, Nathan, and Woody, and Ross.
They'll be in a coach or something, or
on their way to Prague.
Cross-channel ferry.
Who's your favourite?
Fadge.
With an F.
Yeah.
We must make it clear. Fadge. Fadge is your favourite. I don't know. I'm split between Spike and Mon.
When was the last time you heard the Rumpelstiltskin story?
The Rumpelstiltskin story? Not for a long time.
Are you familiar with the details still?
Well, oh man, I'm not even sure I can remember what Rumpelstiltskin is. Mm-hmm. Now, remind me.
Well, you probably think it's like a grunge band who...
I get it confused with Struwelpeter. Struwelpeter, which is that sort of terrifying drawing of the stick man.
Was Struwelpeter Brothers Grimm as well?
I don't know.
But yeah, Struwelpeter was the guy that went around. He had unruly fingernails, didn't he?
Something like that.
And in the end, he got not only his fingernails chopped off, but his fingers too.
Oh no!
And that's a fun story to tell children.
The kids love that kind of thing.
But you are, you're a story craftsman, right?
Right.
You understand how stories work and why they are told.
Yeah.
So what is the logic then? What was the Brothers Grimm logic of sort of telling these terrifying stories to children? And
they're allegorical, aren't they?
Right. So there's what's the good thing about scaring the bejesus out of
because the world is scary.
Right.
And it's better to... These real questions?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
why? Do you find yourself telling stories to your kids that you wonder about their... whether they'll just freak them out and whether they're getting any allegorical
I just
fiber.
feel, the thing is, I have to go off on tangents because I feel I have to explain everything. I'm like, well, this is a grotesque... Like when I was reading Rumpelstiltskin, right, the other night, here, I'll fill you in on some of the Stiltskin facts. This is the boiled-down version of the Brothers Grimm story from 1812. In order to make himself appear more important, a miller lied and said that his daughter would spin straw into gold. You remember that? The king heard of this, right? And he called for the girl, and he shut her in a tower room with straw and a spinning wheel, and demanded that that she spin the straw into gold by morning for 3 nights, or be executed. So already it's quite horrific. You've got like a father who's not, he's an idiot. He's been boasting about his daughter's non-existent magical powers. You've got a brutal despot ruler who locks her in a tower. He's so greedy, he wants the gold. And he's a moron as well because he doesn't realize you can't really spin straw into gold. And you've got this poor girl locked up in the tower. She's only got 3 nights to spin the straw into gold. And she's visited by a little gnomey man, Rumpelstiltskin. And he jumps into the room. Hello, I can help you. I can spin the straw into gold for you. That's how he sounds. And so that's nice. Gets her off the hook. What will you give me in return for the spinning in the... Shall I carry on doing the...
Yes.
Spinning the straw into gold. So she...
What did you say he was, a gnome?
He's a little gnomey man.
We're going to get a lot of emails from little gnomey men now.
Saying that it's a reductive accent that I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, little gnomey men speak in a normal way. They don't talk like this necessarily. Well, Rumpelstiltskin did, though. I have it on good authority. That's exactly how he sounded.
Yeah.
So anyway, she gives him like a ring the first night. The second night he comes back and she rewards him with, some air miles or something. And then the third night... The only thing that she has left to say thank you to Rumpelstiltskin with is the promise that she will give him her firstborn child.
Sure thing.
What
else are you going to fall back on?
That's all she's got. And the reason she makes the promise is because she thinks, I'm probably never going to have kids. I don't really want kids. I'm too busy. I'm going to set up a spinning straw into gold business and stuff like that. And I'm going to be too busy to have kids. So there's no problem making this promise. Anyway, sure enough... The king, after she's spun all this straw into gold, is so pleased with her performance that he decides to marry her, you would think she would run a mile from the homicidal king, right? But no, she says, yeah, that would be great. And they get married.
The king.
He's the king, right. She thinks, Brills, let's get married. And then they have a child. Yeah, I definitely want to have children with you, the guy that threatened to murder me. So they have a child, and sure enough, Rumpelstiltskin comes back to collect on the kid, right? Yeah. So this is absolutely horrific, grotesque story going on here. And the only way she can get out of it is if she is able to say his name. At this point, she doesn't know what the little gnomey man's name is. And he says, if you can guess my name, then you can keep the kid.
Wow, it's brilliant.
So she tries to guess his name, she sends messengers out over far and wide, and they come back with lots of different names. Is your name Mon? Is it Fudge? No, my name is not Mon. No, it is not Fudge. No, it is not Raljax. And she thinks, oh no, I'm going to lose my child to this gnomey man. What's the gnomey man even going to do with the baby? Why does he want a baby? I'm not saying that gnomey men aren't going to make good parents, and these are all the caveats I have to make while I'm reading the story out, right?
It's impossible to tell any story on the BBC without getting into trouble.
And then, so basically, one of the messengers that she sends out happens across the little hut where the gnomey man lives, and the gnomey man is dancing round the fire, thinking he's alone, celebrating, and he is singing, today I brew, tomorrow I bake, and then the prince's child I'll take. The prince's child I will take, for no one knows my little game that Rumpelstiltskin is my name.
Oh, he gave it away. He gave it away.
So the messenger goes back, tells the...
sure thing.
And she busts him. And here is the original ending.
Is that...
of the story, right? When she correctly guesses Rumpelstiltskin's name, he flies into such a rage that he bashes his foot through the floor. And on one of the versions of the story, he tears his foot out and his whole body splits in two. Is that a good story?
That is a good ending.
And then another version of the ending, because there are many versions over the years, another version, it says on Wikipedia, another version has Rumpelstiltskin exploding and killing everyone within a mile.
Yes.
What's that? So I'm telling this to my little daughter, nearly 3. And it's just a minefield of explaining, and
she might be too young for the story.
You reckon?
You want to give her stories like about ducks going back to their pond.
She demanded it. She picked it out.
Simpler stories.
Rumpelstiltskin. She wanted that one.
I mean, it sounds like quite a complicated, economic allegory, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. For somebody who gets themselves in hock to some sort of rich person by making a promise they can't deliver on.
Evils of capitalism.
And then ends up secretly making a pact with some awful moneylender or something.
Right.
And then is in hock to the moneylender. The firstborn child is maybe some sort of metaphor for their future or something.
That's why I asked you.
Isn't it?
Story guru.
But that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know about the exploding
See, my
thing.
mind is too literal. All I can see is just a frightening dwarfy man who explodes and kills everyone within a mile.
Why hasn't Hollywood rebooted that one, though?
You would think they'd go to
amazing.
that before Red Riding Hood, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't you?
I don't know. That's an idea.